Evening, everyone. Welcome to the chat. Sorry for the false start there. I think we should be good now. If there are any issues, please do let us know in chat. But hopefully we're all right. So we're live with a network duel with a Moroten versus Boldus, and I'm joined by Siontifc. Welcome, Siontifc.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the duel scene. Excited to be here.
Okay, we are good to go. When ready. Right, hopefully everything is all right. Speedy, glad to have you in the chat. Please do let us know if everything looks and sounds all right. If there are any problems, it would be good to know. But yes, we have a duel in the desert. So we have rolled a map for them. So we've got a dual desert map, landlocked desert map. It's point symmetry mirrored. They're opposite each other here. There are 6 city sites in the middle here. No, sorry, 8 city sites in the middle here. 6 occupied by barbarians. We don't have any tribes by the look of it. Interesting. If that's just my setting, no, it just seems to be the way the map has generated. But yeah, no issues after restart. Fantastic. Thank you, CBD, for confirming. So yeah, we've got 10 total sites on the map. 2 unoccupied, 6 barbarian sites. We've gone for random leaders. They've both rolled into a schema. It'll be interesting to see how they play with the new schema now it's been nerfed. And
an educated
yeah.
schemer, no less, which I think is funny.
Yeah, that's a huge amount of science, and 9.6 science right off the bat. They are playing on, I believe, sufficient prosperity, so they start with 200 civics and 200 training. Is that right? It looks like maybe they've spent some already. Yeah. Boldus has spent all his training already, which is impressive on turn 2.
I know. I guess he must have force marched something.
Maybe force match. It seems strange to do, but maybe he bought orders. Let's have a look. Has he bought orders? No. Don't any legitimacy yet. Anyway. Alright, so yes, we've got Hattie. The starting warrior has only just moved. No movement for the warrior on turn 2. Spent his first turn scouting and starting a pasture. Let's see what Greece is up to. We've got some music for Greece. We've got an artisan settle with an 11 food farm next to the volcano. That's going to be fantastic on this map. And an Odeon, which is finished already, thanks to the artisans. And Greece found his first site already. Not quite going to be able to clear it before it spawns, but still not bad for this map. It's over to Hattie. Hattie has still not quite made it to a camp. It looks like he doesn't even see it yet. It's a little bit unfortunate. Just found it with his scout. Alrighty. Welcome to the stream, Androff and Magnus and Xylin. Hello, hello, hello. Good to have you on board. Yeah, we're just getting started here with a duel in the desert. We're on simultaneous turns. We're going to be changing to strict, or I guess tight, on contact, which is not going to take very long because they are very close to each other. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Hello, Faye Griffin. Welcome, welcome. Say again, Simon?
Look like a little bit of offbeat for the Hittites, I think, because that artisan start is going to get put 2 top lights into the game pretty early, I think.
Yes, very good point. If they can get up to strong culture, which I imagine they probably can do. Mind you, having said that, we've got a patron settle on the Hittites with 3 gems, which are precious resources. They are precious resources. So yes, potentially both sides are going to get strong culture very quickly indeed. Signed audio should be turned up a bit. Okay, let me sort that out then. Hopefully not break the stream while I'm at it. Let's notch sign up to 120%. Let's see how we get on with that. Hello, Thinking 42 Man. Welcome, welcome. Still got you there, Sion?
I am, yep.
Marvellous. Okie dokie. I've turned him up a bit. Let me know if that's better or if he still needs a little bit more enhancing.
Oh, do I need to be turned up? I'm sorry.
I've just turned you up on my end. So hopefully that's helped, but we'll find out in a minute, hopefully, from our nice viewers. Alright, so Boldus has found his second city site his empty city site over here. I guess he had that already scouted. Oh no, he's found Greece's free city site. Of course, they're close enough. They could be taking each other's free city sites. Better, but a little too low. Right. Okay. Let's boost you up even more. There we go.
All right.
Lovely and loud now.
All right, and I also turned myself up on my end as well. So let me know how it turns out, chat.
Probably way too loud now, but cool. All right, perfect as Nesta. Okay, great. All right, let's see what's happening. So Greece has managed to clear their site. They've got a settler en route. Hattie is still working on their first site, and their settler is going off to the empty city site. Got another settler coming out of Atuza, and nothing happening in Pella just yet. Wonder what they'll choose to go for.
We have 2 flatland quarries that got started right away in Pella, which I like. Get that stone flowing. And in fact,
Nice.
Let's look at wonders. We have the Ziggurat, Oracle, Ishtar Gate, and Jebel. Mausoleum could be a big deal, but I don't think this is going to be a point game. So
yeah,
nothing that really helped out the combat aspect. Maybe an Ishtar bomb to get all the other extra cities that we settle to rushing potential pretty quickly.
Yeah, that could be interesting. Nesta points out Greece is getting the free settler card and building a settler as well. So going for 4 settlers, well, 4 cities as soon as possible. You might struggle to keep up with the clearing momentum, given that he's only got 1 warrior, but we'll see. Second city down for Greece. He's going champions. Makes a lot of sense. That will help him out with the clearing as well, having that extra unit.
Really perfect spot for it. You have iron nearby. You have a horse. You have horse resources and a camel resources.
Yeah. It's looking good. What did Boldus went riders? We've got riders and patrons versus champions and artisans at the moment. Going straight for a second unit with Greece. Slinger coming out, so he's going to be 3 units very quickly. That should really help quite a lot. Yep, he's going to have quite a good military advantage. We're getting a warrior out of Hattie as well. A 5-turn warrior, slightly slower, but still not bad.
Yep. Depending on the aggression level of Greece, this could be a very quick game. Greece is about to spot that half-health warrior guarding the site there, and even with just the militia, he might be able to contest that.
It looks like they have met, so let me just pause it. Pausing, switching. Okie dokie. Right, so yes, we had a little, definitely not too much opportunity for playing in simultaneous when they are this close. Benedictum, hello, welcome. You're playing online now. Yes, we're observing. So this is Boldus versus Moroten, 2 players from the community, and myself and Siontifc are going to be commenting the action. You know how it's going. Yep, definitely a knife fight match. 10 city sites total. Does not leave a lot of room. Champions is certainly going to be very strong on this map.
Absolutely. It's a bit unfortunate because I feel like Hattie ended up getting countered hard. But that's all right. Should make for an interesting game.
Yeah, I guess if Hattie can get some chariots out quickly, that might be interesting. Though, of course, yeah, with the hoplites from Greece, going to struggle to be too effective. That says Sign's audio is quite a bit lower than mine. Okay. Still saying we're a bit too low. Right, let me turn Sign up again. Max volume.
Oh man.
Well, hopefully that's
See if I can move the mic closer to me and if that'll help.
Yeah, I reckon you might have just been just moved a little bit away, perhaps. Sound pretty loud to me. All right, what have we got?
Yeah, and I also just turned myself up, so
that's
I don't know.
nice.
This is as loud as I can go on my end.
All right, well, we've got the Boldus warrior is healing up. course, he's still only got his single unit. He's clearing forest with his warrior, sending those orders to get some wood, holding the site that he's just cleared with his scout. I wonder if we'll see Greece come in to try and contest that site. I think I probably would be if I was playing Greece in this situation, but of course he has his own sites to clear as well. So it's definitely a choice. What do you reckon, Sion? Do you reckon Moroten should be aggressing at this point, or is it a little bit too early?
Yeah, honestly I would. Because if you can see that scout, you can see the half-health warrior, you have a militia and a warrior yourself, and a slinger that you know is 2 turns away, and there's no way your opponent has a slinger. That health, I probably would have moved towards the camp, but that's a risky play and it can backfire.
Oh, so it looks like Moroten had spotted that Boldus has camped his free city site.
Oh, love it.
That should be interesting. I'm guessing he's not going to be able to hold both of these sites for too long, but then again, if Moroten is committing to clearing another camp, maybe he will. We shall see, we shall see. How much damage would Moroten's warrior deal to the scout? That's an interesting question. Let's have a look. Switch over to Moroten. It would do... I can't see how damage it would do. I guess because Moroten can't see the scout actually at the moment, it's just out of vision. So we're not getting a preview on that. We could probably get a preview on this one. 9 health to a scout in the open, 8 health when it's on a city site. That's because of the urban defense value. Insane rider scout value. Yeah, definitely getting the extra 2 scouts is a nice benefit. Potentially more useful than the militia,
taking a lot
I
of
suppose.
advantage of the chopping. The scout that's blocking the southern site just cleared a bunch of wood before hopping back onto the camp.
Nice. So how long have we still got 2 turns till settle out of Hattusa? Gonna be touch and go with that scout. I guess the warrior will have to come back and relieve the scout that's getting beat up by this barbarian.
Yeah.
Yeah, Moroten's given up on the city site that's being camped and is moving back. So yeah, it'd be interesting where Boldus decides to settle, because he's got 2 sites, and yeah, I think he will struggle to hold both of them.
I'm curious the experience here in knife fight that either of these players might have, because this is a relatively close map. And I know Moroten played in the tournament, but I don't think Boldus did.
I must admit I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, both players have certainly played some multiplayer before, so this is not their first rodeo.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, Greece is, of course, is going to have quite an advantage with the free settler. Presumably, yeah, the free settler's already out, and that's the one that's running around.
Yes.
And we've got a 3-turn settler versus a 1-turn settler for Hattie. So Hattie's going to get their actual built settler out first. Yeah.
The good news for Boldus, however, is that he's only 5 turns away from steel. So these warriors are going to be axes shortly.
Well, that should be very nice indeed. I suppose with all the wood income, he can actually afford to buy some iron as well if he sells some of that wood. Get some axes upgraded. Yeah, that should be very pleasant indeed.
Oh, Fluffy, guess what?
What?
He hasn't even settled landowners yet. So in this 3rd city, he can buy up this iron and deny it from the champ seat. I'd love to see that. Oh, I would love to see that.
Yes, that would be pretty cool. He doesn't have to buy a lot, tiles, certainly. So we have
He could even get the furthest iron away.
We have a sages settle for Greece. They've discovered divination. Is I guess not the. Now hang on a minute. They discovered polis and divination. What did they tech? And what did they?
They
get as
tech
a free
divination.
Okay, so you got
They
polis
tech
for free.
divination.
Alright, not too bad. There are, I guess, some land consolidation resources. So if we get that far into the game, maybe that will be relevant.
I would really, that's cool with the land consolidation play and the chopping potential here. I think Hattie has a really cool resource denial strategy open to them. They can chop the majority of the forest on the Greek side of the map, and then they can absorb all of that central iron and deny that from his opponent. And I think that's pretty neat. That could be a neat counter strategy to the power and might of Greece.
It's certainly interesting that there are two camels at least on the map in easy access, so we could potentially see some camel archers coming out. Boldus has chosen to settle riders in the city with the camels, so he will only have access to one, and of course Greece doesn't have riders. So yeah, they both have one city that could build camels. There are elephants on the map as well, in the barbarian sites on the edges that haven't been settled here. So yeah, and horses as well. So we could potentially see all of the units. We're not too resource limited there.
I'll be curious to see if, after getting polos for free, if Greece does decide to zip up to land consolidation, because camels would be devastating for Hattie to deal with.
Yeah, for sure. Camels would not be a fun time.
Camels can even hold their own with 8 strength unique units, to say nothing of against the 6 strength unique units. So that could be a pretty solid long-term investment in a map like this.
Yeah, of course, camel archers get a bonus in arid and sand terrain, of which there is a lot on this map. So yeah, definitely a good shout. So Greece is now up to 3 cities. Hattie is still yet to settle their third. We are seeing the slinger come down to attack the scout that's holding this site down here. That is not going to last very long unless Boldus can come and contest.
I was going to say, what do you think? You think he's going to try and settle that forward site?
Boldus doesn't have the training to march anytime soon, so it's definitely going to take at least 2 turns to get up there. I mean, it's doable. And of course, he does have the hero warrior there, so he could get him coming up as well. He could certainly hold that site if he wanted to.
But again, Greece, on the other hand, does have a forced march that he could bring that warrior in tow if he needs. So it'll be very interesting to watch.
Yeah, he's out, I think, of... Oh, no, I guess that should be fine. Yeah, no. The forced march is limited to double fatigue, but yes, that's...
Yeah.
He's still in range for double march. Right, I'm making the same mistake I make every time I stream, which is putting my chat window on the other side of the room as my mic, so I'm turning away from the mic constantly, so let's fix that.
All right. Hittites made the conservative play and did settle their landowner's seat, not forward settling.
Fair enough, fair enough. Well, they've got an iron, and they can very easily grab the other iron if they want to. Very easily. It's fairly easily. I mean, they've got invisible scouts, of course, so the scout can happily go and buy that.
Oh my god, they can buy so much with invisible scouts. I hope he thinks of it. You know what? It's funny that you mentioned that. Just a couple of days ago, I want to share this for the people watching. I was rewatching the very first casted game on the Mohawk stream, and it was between myself and Ninja. And so it was your and Kitten's first time casting, and it's just funny because it was actually the Hittites on that map with a schemer, and they were able to invisible tile buy and harass me a bunch. So I really hope Boldus thinks of that.
It's a beautiful mechanic coming together.
It's a beautiful mechanic.
That's cool. I had forgotten completely that that was the first casted stream we did. That's amazing. I should go back and rewatch that.
Yeah, a lot of fun, and it was really cool to spot the different ways where the observer mechanic had been improved over the last year, because that happened in January of last year, and then the tournament followed later in the fall. So it was cool to kind of like relive a little bit of the progression of the streaming experience.
Yeah, things have definitely changed a lot, both in terms of streamer experience and the game, and network and observer mode, and a lot has happened. So it looks like Greece is getting this site then. The settler's coming. I don't think there's any way Boldus can stop him now. So to be fair, that was his free site, so that's not too unreasonable that Greece should claim it.
He does have an opportunity here. Hattie does. to steal at least one of these irons, I think, before that site gets settled. And this will be the moment to think of it if he wants to.
I mean, does
I
he
don't know if
does he have time? I guess it depends.
he might not have time.
Depends if Greece marches the settler, which I'm guessing he probably
1, 2, 3.
would do. I think I would probably march the Grecian settler, but
Oh, he would
yeah.
have to melt. Yeah.
Yeah,
One
it would take
cool
3
that
buys to do. But yeah, possible. Sorry, carry on.
No, that's okay. One cool setting that I realized was left on was ruins. And what happened to be really cool about this particular map as I was glancing around, the 3 or 4 ruins that are on the map are all out in the desert, which, similar to the Dota map with the jungle script, I actually think it makes having the ruins on the map in a duel a lot of fun because you have to actually explore and dig deep into harsh terrain in order to find them.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's cool. It's
More of an
definitely
order
a
investment.
yeah, definitely a sacrifice if you want that ruin.
Yeah.
And I suppose players obviously quite often play without ruins on, so it depends if people have even noticed that setting. They are the only 2 ruins, well, I guess, left on the map. Perhaps there were a couple that have already been explored, but yeah, interesting. Right, chat, I have not been keeping up with you, so sorry. Will the stream be available as a VOD? Yes, it will. So it will be available on Twitch for a couple of weeks afterwards, and it will get exported to YouTube as well. So, yeah, you certainly can watch it back afterwards. All right, what have we got? So we got the 4th city coming down, another champion city. Makes sense. Yep, grab that iron. There's still a couple of iron that Hattie can grab. Plus some lavender. Whether that's worth doing or not is another question. But yeah, definitely the ore in the middle would make a lot of sense to pick up.
Well, the big part of that play there is just denying it from the champion seat.
Yeah.
Because
Although to be fair,
they could sell this other iron to the champion seat once the borders collapse.
To be fair, the champion seat is going to have a hard time picking it up. I guess technically he could build a shrine over the horses to grab that iron and.
Well, he had border boost.
Oh, border boost, right? Yes, of course, That's very true. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Unfortunate.
Although I feel like if there was going to be clever tile buying from the Hittites, it would have happened by now. So I think we're probably going to not get treated to that fun strategy.
Yeah. See, in Greece we have an adopted. Hang on, we've just switched back. So yeah, in Hattie we have a 2-year-old natural born daughter. In Greece we have an 19-year-old now adopted scholar with 5 wisdom, bringing in 6 wisdom a turn.
Oh,
so that's very pleasant. That's definitely a strong use of the schemer ability there.
Yeah, amazing, incredible.
Yeah, adoption is a very strong mechanic.
It really is.
See, has anyone bought any orders yet? Does not look like it. Listed separately, isn't it? But, oh no! Wow. Greece has spent 14 legitimacy on orders so far.
Oh.
As compared to Hattie's 0. And of course the legitimacy cost scales these days, so it's 2, then 3, then 4, then 5. So that's what 4 buys. Yeah, that's right.
Yep, that's.
So you spent 14 legitimacy on 8 orders.
Yeah. Wow. Crazy.
No, sorry. Hang on a minute. You buy 10 orders. Yes, sorry. So he's bought 40 orders.
So it was 14 on 40.
You know what? It's hard to believe that we ever had that as a constant 10 orders for 2 legitimacy. That feels kind of mad at this point. But yeah, I feel like the scaling cost for buying orders for legitimacy is definitely a lot better.
Honestly, that's one of my favorite things about playing this game for so long and so consistency. The amount of times there's like a year or two's long experience of it taking like the community or you guys, the developers, to have like a oh, hang on a moment about a particular mechanic and how busted it is. And schemer order buying was definitely one of them.
Yeah, totally broken indeed. But
Yeah.
we got to enjoy it in the tournament, in the last tournament. Perhaps we'll have to see some different strategies in the next tournament, which should be exciting.
Well, this is actually fun to watch because it is a smaller map. It's just going to be a shorter game. So I think this would be the type of environment where going heavy early on that legitimacy buying might not come back to bite him in the end. So I appreciate his willingness to say, you know what, yes, the cost is higher, but I'm willing to pay it because I'm looking to play a 60 turn game. And who cares?
Yeah, that's certainly something to think about. Of course, there's no guarantee necessarily that it will be a short game just because they're close to each other.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Does make it more likely. It's very possible that one player will get a decisive advantage early and go on to smash, but they could. Well, anything can happen. It's old world. Nice Steam notification. Yeah, I should probably turn those off as well, eh? But still.
What I would like to see from the Hittites. Oh, we have a rushed axeman as well. Yeah. I think. What are we looking at the other side of the map here? I think 5 axemen could probably go deal a solid blow against Greece. Might be a little short, but he only has 11 turns until strong culture kicks in, and then whatever amount of times it takes for Greece to research the free hoplites. And that's going to change the game a little bit.
Indeed.
Let's see his training level too for upgrades. All right, he's a little short. Hattie's a little short on training. It would be cool to see him get the training boost in the draw pile after labor force. That would make sense.
I think 42 man says there's only a couple dozen forest tiles on the whole map. Well, there were more. I think poor Hattie chopped quite a lot of them down, but there's not a huge amount of forest, but there's some. There's like 5 in the capital areas, and then some more in the middle of the map here.
Yeah, they were the beautiful like oasis. So nice. I really like the map. We picked this map before the game started. By the way, Fluffy did a couple map generations and picked this out, and I think he did a very good job here. I love the centralized placements of all of the city sites, how it creates this kind of line, and I like this strategic center of all the iron, and this where there was a big forest before the Hittites got to it.
Yes. Forest doesn't last long with the Hittites around, especially on a desert map where you're definitely going to get more value than normal out of chopping the forest and denying that to your opponent.
Oh yeah.
Oh, hello, Mr. Kitten. Welcome to the chats. Thanks for joining us, even if it is only briefly. But it's an interesting map with the capitals tucked away on either side, and then this kind of double line down the middle, kind of evens out quite nicely. It's nice to see that both nations are sticking to their own sides really. So we've still got 2 barbarian camps down in the bottom right up for grabs, plus the one that Hattie hasn't yet settled. Looks like Hattie's probably going to struggle to settle that. Going to have to move his units away. Did he? I guess he did get steel, right? Yes, he has steel. No upgrades.
I think his best bet at this point, if he wants to expand, would kind of just take his a couple axes down south while keeping the remainder central in case of an attack. Because if he has axes, I think he could probably take both of these southern sites. But that's a lot of investment, a lot of deviance, while your opponent could be doing whatever they're doing. I'd be nervous about a champ site doing nothing but churning out units, but thankfully for Boldus, Moroten's not actually doing that with the champ site.
Yeah, it's going for development building workers. But Boldus does have an axe. I missed that. Yeah, he's got an axe coming up on the hill and 2 warriors that could be upgraded. I think Hattie probably does have enough cash for it. Let's see, how much cash does that cost? 453 he needs. Of course, he's a little bit shy on training, but he can certainly upgrade one of them at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
That would be quite good. I'm not sure he's ready to take on Champions Greece with 2 axes and a warrior, but he could certainly put them to good use clearing another barb site.
We do have forestry being grabbed by the Greeks, so I'm guessing we have land consolidation marked, and we do. So definitely thinking about camels, definitely thinking about that horse routing unit, which will be devastating on this flat land against axes.
Ella is 10 years to strong culture, which is interesting. So potentially a pair of hoplites coming out in the not too distant future. Let's have a look at Ertusa. We are 30 years away from strong culture in Ertusa. We still are missing 1 gems, so we could speed that up quite considerably if we get another gems online. 25% more culture. We're going for shrines, barracks. Yeah, concentrating on military. Probably not a bad call over, to be fair.
Yeah, and you'd probably want to, if I were trying to culture rush here with this location, I would be putting a miner in a gem as well, because that's a preferred culture resource of the patrons. So it's actually going to be worth 1 extra culture point in addition to the culture boost from the precious themselves.
Right, so we have got an axe upgrade here and a new warrior as well.
Yep.
So we're up to 2 axes and 2 warriors. So that's looking like a reasonable force. In comparison, they're similar and competent. Okay. No barracks in Greece is the question. Do we have? We do have mill drill.
We do have.
We've
Pella
got
has some barracks.
couple of barracks in Pella, in fact. But nothing in the Champsy yet. I guess we're still building our first worker. So I'm sure they'll be coming.
Oh wow, he's chopping his own forest.
Well, I mean, I don't think if you're not planning on attacking forestry, I think that's probably a reasonable plan. You might as well just get the resources.
Actually, yeah, you know what? I agree with you. Same sense of the order buying thing. If it's a short game, then you're not actually going to need any of these forests, so you could just shop them all. Good point.
Question in chat, to patrons boost off jade? Yes, they do. So it's gems, gold, silver, pearls, and the 2 new jade and ebony with patrons resources.
Oh, ebony's precious too? I didn't know that.
According to this tooltip that I just looked at, that I've immediately forgotten again already. But yes, ebony is a precious resource.
Yep. Wow, I didn't know that. That's so fun.
Welcome to the chat, Mo Yang. Good to have you on board. And that was Aaron asking about barracks. I missed that. Hello, Aaron. Alrighty, how are we doing? We've got 20 people in chat. That's exciting. We have... Yeah, Greece has just spotted that Axeman upgrade, so I imagine that's got to be worrying them slightly.
Yeah, I would be curious if you tried to make a play off this. I don't... Oh, we have a slinger coming out. If you can get a nice alpha, although...
But a treasury
only
build.
doing 5 damage onto these urbans, so that looks a little risky.
We are doing some scouting from Boldus into Greece's champion city at Miltos, so yeah, he might be thinking about what he can do there. Oh, and we're moving a warrior forwards as well. It does rather look like
he's setting it up.
Boldus is going for it, which I think he's going to struggle, honestly. But we'll see. We'll see.
Well, he could definitely, if Moroten does not back up the warrior in the flatland, he can definitely alpha strike 1 warrior to death. And I don't know where that gets you after the fact, but that will definitely give him a numbers advantage.
What happened? Oh, so he's put his leader on an axeman and popped him over onto the into the landowner city. Yes, he's got.
I like that.
I guess he's got the movement there to strike where he wants to.
He's got options.
Good double tap a militia if he particularly wants to take a militia off the board. Aaron says, I'd rather see Boulder settle the last barb type rather than trying to go to Champion City. I think I agree. I think settling the cities first is going to be more sensible than going straight for an attack, which, is certainly not guaranteed to succeed.
Well, in an arena this size, I think when you have a military advantage like this, if you are going to attempt to go all in, the thing I would like to see from Boldus is to run up and kill a warrior and or the militia, but preferably the warrior. And then, I mean, you can keep winning that fight. You have a hero. I think you just go straight for the capital,
Ooh,
right?
we've got a tactician on the warrior there. I just don't
Oh,
think
shit.
it's going to happen with the 2 champion cities that can just
No.
spam out units.
Tactician.
It's
Tactician completely changes the math, unfortunately.
yeah, with no ranged units at all. I don't know if Boldus has even got trapping yet. He does
What
not
an
have
annoying
trapping.
thing.
Yeah, so Boldus has managed to pick up military without getting trapping, but yeah, means he has no slingers. Just axes.
Nice reaction from Moroten, I think. He's got another slinger coming out in turn, which will also change the math. So if Boldus does go in here, that's going to be risky.
Yeah, it's going to be a world of hurt for sure. What family is the tactician, if not a courtier? So there is the head of Greek paganism, but they are the artisan family.
Fun.
Yeah, I might even be thinking about trying to alpha strike one of Boldus's axes as Moroten at this point. You can get a couple of slingers and a couple of warriors and a militia. That probably is going to be enough to take out an axe.
Boldus going for the training boost. Probably going to looking to do more upgrades and also give himself force march, promotions, and general potential.
Yeah, look, 800 trains.
Scouting of the back line.
Certainly going to be very valuable at this point. We have a law available, so we have slavery or freedom. He has the civics, and by he I mean Boldus. So I would guess slavery at this point. He desperately needs iron to be able to afford more axes.
Yeah, absolutely. That would certainly be You want for axes and also just for the upkeep alone. A lot of this army is draining.
Yeah,
is
going to get
at the moment
expensive real fast. That's for sure. So yeah, neither player are building settlers at all. We've got a 7-year scout coming out of the Sage's seat, which is interesting.
Wow.
I mean,
mind blown.
Yeah, scout, I guess, certainly can be helpful. And you
blocking.
Probably don't want to be building military units when you've got 2 champion cities to do that, plus a artisan capital with 2 barracks.
The other strategic thing about landowner tile buying is it gives you borders. So like it gives you, what I mean by that is like it gives you vision, it gives you heal potential, the ability to build, well, I guess you can build forts anywhere, but
he's done
safer.
It! He's bought the ore.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hey, there it is.
Yeah, no, definitely. Borders super useful. Can scouts body block? Well, units can move through civilian units, so it's trickier, but if there's a military unit behind it, or an impassable tile, then they can't go through it in that situation. So there are still uses. Cyan and I just had a game where I made some good uses of civilians to stop him from moving.
Yeah, primarily the only body blocking that exists now is actually denying a hit against a unit. You can't use it to prevent people from moving around too much, but you can just reduce the ability for someone to hit an extra unit, like get an extra hit on it against a unit by putting the scout directly next to the unit.
Yeah, although
but you can't do anything of that stuff with a schemer on the throne.
Indeed, I was about to say. Well, we are getting to the point in the game where it's possible we could see succession if people are particularly unlucky and their initial rules drop off, or even if we abdicate. Of course, we've got a very nice heir in Greece. Let's go back to Greece and check on him. 5 wisdom scholar. I guess the scholar is maybe not necessarily what you particularly want, but on the other hand, if you're beeline to land consolidation, then
it's certainly going to help.
It's got some value. I mean, Greece only has, 2 land consolidation resources in their borders at the moment, with another one they could potentially get to, I guess, with border boost. So 3, it's not terrible. But on the other hand, well, I guess it's going to take a while to pay back, is I guess what I'm trying to say there. But on the other hand, it does give you access to war elephants and camel archers as well, which are both going to be very useful.
Yeah, I imagine the land consolidation grab is almost
Oh,
strictly with camels in mind, would be my guess. Whoa!
we have
What
an
on earth?
attack. That's kind of wild. Yeah, so
All right.
Boldus' leader axe has moved up to take a swing at the champion's seat. Potterdeer. I'm not
Now,
quite sure
what's
what he's
interesting
thinking
about
there.
this, none of the Greek army can reach, and there's no force march potential in Greece. This is bold. Um, but that axe is actually pretty safe.
Yeah,
Don't know
but
what it accomplishes,
indeed,
but
what's he doing though? Greece has border boost on the table, and it looks like they're taking it. 1 turn border boost. Wow, that's some pretty solid science. We've got 43 science a turn coming out of Greece, as opposed to 28 out of Hattie. Yeah, Boldus is falling behind quite a bit on science. He's naive now. Did Moroten buy orders again? Let's have a look at Moroten's. Yes, so he has bought orders a 5th time for 6 legitimacy for 10 orders. So he's lost 20 legitimacy total now.
wow, fantastic.
Wow, he force marched a militia of all the units you could force march. Why the militia? That seems strange to me.
Oh, that does seem strange. That's so funny. I'm staring at this, trying to figure that out. Like, I'm trying to imagine all the possible tricks you could do with a militia.
So, quick look at the families then. So, Greece, the sages are very slightly unhappy. The other 2 families are very slightly cautious. In Hattie, riders and patrons absolutely love him. They're very happy indeed. Landowners are merely okay, but still, the politics family situation is definitely Boldus has the upper hand there. See what this axe is going to do. Surely he's just going to run that axe away again now. I would not be leaving that there if I was him. He's moving up to harass a different city now. Beautiful.
Yeah,
That's
that's
fun.
amazing. Oh, actually, hitting the worker is not the worst thing. And one thing I was just looking at too, because of all that order buying, right? We have 9 orders per turn for Greece at the moment, plus or minus worker turns, and 14 orders for the Hittites.
That is a
So this
significant
could be one of those
advantage.
games where maybe even if Greece can build up a strong military presence on the map, they might not be able to accomplish much with it.
That's pretty cool. I love to see that. Yeah, and of course, the axe cleave hit the city as well, so that's more discontent and more unhappiness for the sages family. We've got another axe upgrade. We've still got this warrior sitting out very exposed. I'm not sure I'd be happy leaving units exposed like that. Maybe he's trying to draw Greece in for an attack.
Yeah, my best guess is that would be a bait, I guess.
Looks dangerous.
Yeah, does look dangerous. My big thing, it's always frustrating when you get axes. This is one of the reasons why, although, to be clear, I've become much more fond of axes since I've started playing multiplayer regularly. But it's one of the reasons why I dislike them, because you get power, you get your axes, and all of a sudden you show up to attack your opponent, and on the turn that they see you coming, all of a sudden 3, 4, 5 tacticians hit the board, and you just roll your eyes, realizing you can't attack anything without killing your own, without killing your own guy.
Yeah, tactician stuck. Although, of course, don't forget that if you can flank a unit now, you can negate that counter attack. So that is an option for dealing with them now. We have, oh, that's interesting. Greece had the option of going for I think it was a 9-turn land consolidation. They've gone for a 5-turn steal instead. They're feeling the pinch a little bit, I would guess. I'm not sure I love that.
Yeah.
I think I'd rather have camels on the board than
I think that's
axes at the moment. He does have trapping, yeah, so he could be building a camp on that camel. He hasn't as yet, but to be fair, he still hasn't got a worker out of his champion seat. He's gonna have his first champion's worker next turn.
Yeah, but I think, you know what? I think it would be more decisive to get, and I agree with you. Just said that you don't like the steel grab, but just to talk about that a little bit, I think it would be more decisive to get camels in the field. He's not going to lose his champion seat, I don't think. So even if you have to sacrifice a northern city like up here, like maybe you just can't defend it, all you need to do is buy yourself 9 turns. We have the champion seat also hitting developing culture in 9 turns, so that gives us a camel rushed out in 10 turns
Yeah.
or less.
Yep. Yeah, and even just base 5 strength with the extra. I think it's 25% for being an arid, right? So that's a decent. Going to be decently stronger than anything Boulders could field.
Well, and then also the other thing is if we're sitting at a orders disadvantage, which first of all, Greece doesn't have the best order economy in general. Um, the mobility of those camels is really going to spruce up your order efficiency as well. So I think camels was absolutely the play for Greece in this situation. And then you also don't know how quickly your opponent is going to start putting their heavies on the map, and you need a counter for that. And Axis sure as shit isn't it. Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
Gonna try and keep this stream a little bit more family friendly than my usual cast.
Yeah, it's interesting to think of what Boulders is trying to do here. If it was me, I would be trying to settle another city there, but there's no settlers coming out, so it looks like Boulders is fully committed to harassing Greece as much as possible, and it's admittedly kind of fun to watch the leader act zooming around, just making a nuisance of himself. And maybe, to be honest, he can take that Sage's city. There's no Grecian units anywhere near there. If he gets enough force there, that city will drop pretty quickly.
Yeah. Honestly, these are my favorite types of games to not even just watch, but to play. It's very easy to think like, wow, man, maybe this isn't the most sound strategic decisions that Boldus is making, but boy, does it make a more entertaining game.
Indeed, yeah, it's good to see. We are getting a camp down on the camels now in Greece and a barracks.
Nice.
So, to be fair, he's probably just thinking about the orders because he desperately needs more orders at the moment. So that's a good shout on that. So maybe even some garrisons. In fact, does Greece have any laws up? Greece has centralization. So they could be building garrisons. I don't think... Oh, we have one in Pella. That's the only garrison up so far. But that would definitely help. Good evening, Biaxon ZS. Welcome to the stream. Did that scout even get finished in the Sage's seat? No, he has changed his mind. Decided that perhaps a 7-turn scout wasn't the best use of that city queue. It is still in the queue. He put a couple of turns of growth into it, but yeah, switched to a slinger now.
Question I would have here, because there's still forests in this champion location. You know that your opponent's building primarily slingers. Do we move up a couple of axes here, pop them in the woods, and threaten that camel site under construction? Like, are we as Hittites thinking we can't allow the Greeks to get camels on this map at all costs?
Maybe. Oh, we're going for another harass on the Sage seat.
Oh, no, we're going for a city.
Yeah, and we've got another axe upgrade as well. This is,
wow,
interesting.
Love it.
I think Moroten really needs to get a military unit in that Sage seat, because if he doesn't, then... Yeah.
I think he's losing the Sage seat. I think the better play at this point is to just give it up. Either delete the worker or move it out and use it as an off-type worker, use it for road building, fort building, or upgrade it to a militia. I don't think he can hold this city.
It doesn't look like it at the moment, does it? And I'm not quite sure why. I guess Greece is just too short on orders. It's the problem. He can't, move his army up.
It would basically cripple his ability to keep any form of economy going. I mean, 3 of his units on the complete opposite side of the map. He just doesn't have the orders to clear the side of the map.
All right. Well, this might well be working out quite well with Boldus then. I was dubious of him sitting on 3 cities versus 4, but I guess if he can take a city, that reverses that math quite nicely. See, we have just got another warrior coming out of Pella, but yeah, the problem is orders more than unit count at the moment.
And the Hittites have dipped into their schemer orders for the first time at some point in the last 5 to 10 turns.
So how many have they bought now? Just the one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think now is the better time to do it after you have yourself established a little bit.
Yeah, well, I think that the next, if he can take that city in 2 or 3 turns, then definitely that's going to be. Sorry, for knocking the mic there. That's definitely going to be a huge advantage for him, a huge swing in the game. So yeah, definitely seems like a good time to be doing it. So Greece is moving up slowly. Whether he's going to get there in time or not is doubtful. But maybe.
I really am surprised by the steel grab on Greece. Not to go back to that, but he also only has. Oh, I guess he has the 3rd warrior now, but he only has a few warriors to upgrade. And I don't know. I feel like with a little bit of extra science that sage seat is going to give you in the time that you have it, just dump it as much as you can into a high value tuck like Lincoln. Are there elephants on the map?
There are elephants, but on the site that hasn't been cleared, right on the fringe over here.
Yeah.
So no one has access to them yet. There is yet time. Okay. Pagans are going to be annoyed. Ambition to clear 3 tribal sites. That feels a little bit ambitious. Those are all of them, to be honest. All right, so we've got 3 axe attacks. Nice.
Wow, that's really nice.
Yeah, and more units
bringing up another warrior just for good measure.
I suppose my question now is, does Greece have the training? Greece does have the training. If they wanted to, they could force march a unit into that safe city, which at least buys them 1 more turn of it not being dead. Whether that's a good idea or not is another question.
Yeah, I don't think that's worth it. I think I think that's very easy, and I even still fall into these traps all the time. But it's very easy to think, "Oh, I'll go defend the city," but then you realize when you look back on the last 3 or 5 turns of conflict, you realize you just spent 3 turns basically doing nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. On the other hand, on a map this small, when you've only got 4 cities, you can't really afford to lose one.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard to come back from.
But I think if the numbers advantage skews in one player's favor too hard, then someone like Boldus could do exactly what he's doing now. Like, look at the range of his schemer. He could just go straight for Pella while the Greek army is struggling moving around.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the thing I'd be worried about. If I empty Potidea to save the Sage's seat, what if all of a sudden I get outmaneuvered by, fast axes?
Yeah. Classic.
I don't know why they're moving so fast.
Classic Greece problem. No orders. Is an issue.
No orders.
Have a quick look at the leaders. We've got strict, educated schemer, 6 wisdom in Greece, and Hattie has got an affable, educated schemer, also 6 wisdom. So fairly similar orders leader-wise. Nothing particularly divergent there. The strict, I guess, is quite nice for Greece, getting some experience on their units. Yeah, just not. Can Boldus cap the city next turn is my question. So we can do 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And the city has how many hit points?
Oh,
11.
Greeks moving in towards the center. Are they going to try and take out an axe? Can they take out an axe? Do they have the orders to take out an axe? I don't think they do.
No, I highly doubt it. But I think that's fair. If you can't save the city, you might as well try and do a little bit of harass, I suppose. While all the military units are away.
That slinger moving up, he'll draw some troops back away from the city. Try to save that 1.3 science and 7 civics that the city has given us.
But yeah, it looks like Hattie Boldus can take the city this turn. So yeah, nice, well played.
Barbs are too far to aggro.
I mean, the barbs don't raid in any event because they're barbarians. Only tribes raid.
Yeah,
so, yeah,
they'll only attack the players if the players get close enough for like actual aggro range.
I'm not quite sure why there are no tribes on this map, to be honest. I guess it's because it's that small. There's so few city sites. I think each player is guaranteed a couple of barbarian sites, and that was just enough with the 3 city sites.
Yeah, I think it's 3 per player.
Yeah,
so
that makes sense.
Exactly
what we had. 3 barbs and 1 free city site each, plus the capital is 10, which is what there are. So yeah. Oh, of course, the worker. I forgot the workers defend the city. Oh, it's going to take him yet another turn. Not that it matters. I mean, yeah. Moroten definitely can't stop him taking the city now. But...
Well, the nice thing is, if he thinks of it and wants to do it, he can actually just delete that worker to avoid the opinion hit. Not that it's going to be matters what the sages think of him anymore, because they won't have a city.
That's very true. I mean, he could retreat the worker and back to heal if he wanted to. Which is, yeah. I guess that's you can always move out of a city. You don't get affected by Zoc moving into or out of a city. So yeah, he can just run that worker away if you wanted to spend the orders on it. Whether he does or not is another question. I think I might. I think a worker is useful, unless he desperately needs the orders to do anything else.
Yeah. Or even if you just pull it back and heal on the horse, because the only way you can save its life is to force march it into the city. But if you heal on the horse, that could bring some axes to come kill it. And maybe that gives you a baited situation where you maybe can kill an axe in return. And I would trade a worker for an axe.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't know if Hattie can even see that. Oh, he does have good visibility. Yeah, of course, he's got that scout there, and the city border is quite close. Wow, Greece Moroten is moving a warrior, tactician warrior up.
Hate that.
That feels bold.
Ooh, another one. Commander.
Yeah, he's going full in.
It's happening. I mean, something's definitely dying next turn.
Yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting one.
I mean, if he's going for trades, as long as he keeps it kill for kill, which, is always difficult, but he'd be trading axes and upgraded axes, so resource-intense axes, for things like slingers, and I guess economically that's not too bad, as long as he's able to keep getting kills.
That's, if you've seen that tactician warrior is a heckler with strike doing... Well, he was doing 7 damage to the axe. He's only doing 6 damage to that jump axe now. But even so, going toe-to-toe with an axe successfully is certainly something. So yeah, I guess it's the choice now. I mean, he can finish off that city, and I guess he probably ought to. But on the other hand, I'd be very tempted to flank that tactician warrior and take him out.
Oh yeah, the flank. Yeah, never mind. Oh, he's going toward the commander.
Interesting. I guess he can even kill that. I guess he can, but he's just going to abandon the city then. I'm confused.
Yeah, I would go for the kills. If you can wipe out, 2 or 3 units here, I think you just win the game.
Can he though? I mean, he's going to need a third attack to kill that warrior, and I don't think he can get it. Well, how though? I mean, it's socked off.
Oh, crit! That'll do it.
Well, that works, I suppose. That was show pending crits is not on, so he did not know that was going to happen. That's an 8% chance. Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
That's
well,
great.
Yeah. Why not? Why not just be lucky?
Right.
Sure.
All right, that'll do it.
All right. He has bought orders for the second time this game.
Yep.
So he is getting 2 kills. All right. I'll take it back. That was a very good turn. Yeah. Well done, Boldus.
That was a great turn. And this guy, and the tactician is zocked, so that thing's dead.
I mean, to be fair, he did get very lucky.
Yes.
But yeah.
Now,
nice.
And what I like about this game, if I can take just a second to talk about it, is that I think it's actually highlighting what I imagine the intent of the original design intent of the schemer order buying actually was. You use it to get an order boost strategically in a turn to make a powerful play or powerful decision. You don't use it as I'm going to buy orders as often as I can, as early as I can, to basically ignore the order mechanic of the game and give myself a massive early game advantage that I'll pay off in the back end.
Yeah, indeed. I think it's I think that is absolutely right. That is how the mechanic was originally intended and designed for, and yeah, think it's working well now at the moment. So yeah, that warrior is a little bit stuck. Yes, because he's between 2 units. He can't go from a Zoctile. He's in a Zoctile at the moment, so he can't get to another Zoctile.
Yeah. Awesome. And again, we're seeing the interesting contrast with the schemer mechanic is because, of course, Greece did dump 20 legitimacy into the mana mechanics to try to give himself those early game boosts, which honestly still could be a viable strategy. But he's feeling that now that it's like feeder against the fire, and he's dealing with this invasion. And so now, on the other end, Boldus is able to take opportunities to basically double his order output, which is already high, and press advantage. So it's a very cool contrast, I think, and I'm really enjoying this game.
Yeah,
Love the map.
very cool. Boldus has now gone stronger, so getting a couple of kills was enough. Even though the champions are still pumping out, we've got a worker has upgraded to a militia in Boldus in Hattie, which is interesting. And he's building more militia. I guess Boldus is quite poor now. Yeah, he's pretty much bankrupt.
I think he's going to twist the knife here. He obviously knows his opponent is learned. He obviously knows he can see the air if he knows about tooltip. He can see the camp. He could be worried about those camels still. He can see strong culture in the capital. He's worried about hoplites. So I think seeing your opponent dip down to weaker when you already are doing very well in combat, he's trying to twist the knife.
Yeah, and I think, yes, he is basically bankrupt. He hasn't got a lot of development. It's not going to get a lot better anytime soon for him. He's building quite a few mines, to be fair, so that is going to help a little bit. Yeah. But yeah, he really needs to actually win this now. Right, let's just finish off that militia. Can he? I think he can he can kill that warrior on the Jade if he wants to.
Oh, I hope he does that.
Sure.
Really got to go for units, high value units, or maybe killing a worker, keep that opinion disrupted. We can see that the champion family is upset.
Yep.
So keeping workers dead is an economic hit if you can't win the fight, and also helps keep a combat advantage.
Yeah, he is coming
down south to kill this warrior.
Nice.
Flanking.
Oh, he's not going to.
Blocking it.
Yeah, he could have killed it with that other warrior as well. I guess he still could if he buys some more orders. But it looks like he's settling for flanking it to make sure it dies next turn.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Conservative.
Oh, no, he has bought dominant. He has bought the orders.
Oh,
wow.
He's going for a slinger.
Not
damaging the slinger. Great.
Not going for the kill. All right. Well, yeah, I mean, this still looks like a very solid position, that's for sure. He could even bring them. Could even bring the militia up and nearly kill the warrior. Get another 4 damage on that warrior.
Yeah.
Which I guess what else are you going to do with your remaining 4 orders?
Honestly, yeah. Moving up the militia, whether you strike the thing or not, I'd probably move it up into the urbans just to start. I mean, because militia, especially in this scenario, but even in general, if you have the orders for them, they're still zone lock control, their last hit potential. So if you got one lying around, might as well just bring it up into the battle.
Yeah. Okay.
He's got nothing else to do.
It's got 15 seconds to decide. Yep, the militia has gone in.
There it is.
Yeah, very nice. So chat pointed out Greece now has a judge leader. So I'm not quite sure what happened there. Some kind of a swap has gone on.
Yeah.
And Pella has hit strong as well. So 3 hoplites are in the discard. Sorry,
hit strong, yeah. So he has a free archer coming out next turn, and he's praying for those free hoplites soon. The other thing about teching steel that's unfortunate is that it puts training boost into the discard pile with free hoplites. We're gonna secure a kill on the ruler.
Yeah, leader axe dead. Yeah, so it looks like the judge is the original ruler. They just swapped archetype rather than swapping leaders.
Yeah. That actually might not be too bad.
That's funny. I think the Greek warrior just took the opportunity to take a hit on the tactician axeman, given that he's at 1 health already, so it didn't really matter.
Really, really smart. And one thing I like about the Hittite militia being up in the area is you can actually now secure this kill with the militia, freeing up both of your axes to go do more damage. Or, ignore me and don't do that.
Yeah, not sure about that one, but to be fair, I think he's got the damage with his other
Yeah,
units. Doesn't really need
yeah,
that.
yeah. Oh man, the
Keeps being
days of
one
Greece
damage
are
off.
numbered.
Yeah, vexing. Oh, we see some a worker has been upgraded to a militia in Greece as well. Both players getting a little bit desperate for units there. But yeah, what have we actually got now in Greece? We've got a warrior, a slinger, and a militia. Is that it? That's it. Yeah. 3 military units in Greece. One of them is a militia. This looks over to me. We are. I mean, we are still pumping units out. We're getting 1 turn warrior, 1 turn slinger. So I guess that's something. But there's another axe coming up from Hattie as well.
Oh, we have hoplites. 5 turns, hoplites.
All right. Well, that is
See,
going to make a difference.
no, I don't. But this is actually why I think positioning towards the northern city to try and contest as Greece was just a tactical mistake. Because if you had hung back and you would have had an archer to join in on the fight, and maybe you'd be able to buy yourself more time for the hoplite to join into the game. So yeah, you lose your northern city, but Boldus has his foot on the gas pedal here, so he was just gonna keep coming at you, I think, and maybe you could have surprised him with a power spike.
Yeah. This is interesting, actually. Yeah. So Greece has just got their free archer. They're getting 3 hoplites in
Yeah.
5 turns. And 2 more units, and they're preserving all of their units by hiding them in cities. It's actually not looking so bad, I think, for Greece at the moment. So this is why I
Although if
think it would have been lovely for Boldus to secure that city grab, because it doesn't look like he's getting it now. And
yeah,
I don't think Boldus has the reinforcements to be able to deal with this.
well, the issue that's gonna happen for Moroten is if these axes. Actually, let's check on the training. Yeah, there's plenty of training for force march or zone lock potential. So I think moving out this archer was a mistake. I think it's just gonna die.
Yeah, it's certainly a little bit incautious, I would say. I mean, it is going to be expensive for Boldus to kill it, but yeah, no doubt he can.
Also, it's moving towards Potidea. Where is it even gonna go? Onto an urban tile to get killed there? Like, yeah. If you put it in the city, then the slinger dies. So I mean, either way, not a good
Well,
spot.
I mean, there's a couple more units popping out next turn, so I'm pretty sure
True.
Moroten can get a kill next turn, at least. Which, yeah, he just needs to whittle down these axes, because yeah, there's not a lot more in the way of reinforcements coming. Not that Moroten knows that necessarily, of course, but
No. And another thing, the orders have equalized a little bit more between the players.
good shout.
So that's great news for Greece.
How has
He just needs
Greece
to bide his
managed to
time
do
and get his
that?
hoplites on the field.
We're getting it's really just legitimacy, I suppose. Legitimacy is increased.
Oh, it looks like the Hittites are turning around for the northern city. This could be it is great news for Moroten.
Well, and retreating. 2 axes have
And
retreated back
retreating,
to
yeah.
Ugarit. I don't like
Okay.
that. That warrior that's
No,
attacked the northern cities is going to die now, surely.
yeah.
That's
I would
very
have,
odd.
right or wrong, I personally would have force marched that archer and killed it. But, that can also backfire.
Well, fair play to Moroten there. He's held his nerve. And I think it looks like it's going to pay off for him.
Yeah, that's great. Great news. Great news.
Yeah,
Ooh, we could get child labor in Hattusa.
always fun.
Always fun.
Everybody child labour.
Oh, and we
Yep, he
did just
went for
finish
it.
those gems as well. I missed that, but that's going to help us get to strong shortly.
Yeah, 9 years
We have
away.
9 turns left.
Building a miner as well, so possibly a little bit less than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, only militia coming out of Boldus now though, so he really can't afford to lose any units, and I think he's about to. So yeah, looking a bit scary. Exciting game, yeah, I
really
agree.
appreciate the back and
Yes.
forth nature of these types of games, though.
Yeah,
One
it
minute
definitely
looks bleak for one player, the next minute it looks
critical hits
nice crit.
for what 16 damage. Yeah, that warrior's very dead. Well, actually, is it?
Brutal.
He'll have to force march.
Yep.
But he's happy to do it. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's commendations to Siontifc for choosing the desert map script. This was definitely a good choice. It's providing some nice knife fighting action here. Love to see it.
Yeah, I'm so I'm glad you Fluffy picked out the map. He regenerated it for the players, and he got a really good pick here. And I've been doing a lot of browsing of different scripts and different settings because I'm hoping when we do a new tournament that we can have a lot more diversity in the map scripts that we see players get put on. Because as fun as the last tournament was and as great as the 3 scripts were, it kind of, towards the end, there were lots of repetitions, and sometimes there were like 5 or 6 coastal rain basins games in a row. So we're gonna try and mix it up more next tournament.
Yeah, I think that would be great. Yeah, a little bit more variety would be very good indeed. All right, so what is Hattie going to do about that? They've lost a warrior, which they can ill afford to do. What have they got left? They've got 4 axes, 4 axes and a militia. So both sides are pretty low in military.
Yeah, pretty low. That's the other thing that's exciting about the new scripts too, is that, or using diverse scripts, is that it's really fun to see the way players problem solve. Like, both of these players are experienced multiplayer gamers, but neither of these players have ever played on this map script, or at least not in a multiplayer duel. So that's exciting. That's an exciting element of it as well.
Oh wow! So we're going for an attack on Miltos now. He's not letting up. Just can't take one city. Just move on to the next one.
Well, I mean, it's certainly a way to keep your opponent's order economy frozen, same as yours, I guess. And I mean, oh,
Yeah, he's forcing a
I don't think there's a
reaction.
way for a player to learn how many orders your opponent has bought with the schemer thing, right?
I don't think so. No.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you don't get the legitimacy tooltip.
Oh,
What are we on?
great
One? What?
option
-9,
for the air.
-20. Who's got a good air? Tell me. Boldus we're
The
talking about.
Hittites
Yep.
just got their daughter, grew up to 18 years old. We have a tactician and a zealot. Both would be useful. We went for tactician, which honestly, great. I love that idea because that's going to help your hoplite issue.
Yeah, tactician is going to be fantastic in close quarters like this for sure.
Yep.
Very good indeed. Yeah, being able to take out a unit.
Oh, he has composite bow coming down the pipeline. 11 turns. Love that grab.
He is completely out of wood. Going to be difficult to afford it. There's not a lot of forest tiles left to chop.
Well, there's still plenty of stuff to chop, and also we're thinking maybe free ballistas to kind of counter those free hoplites as well.
Yeah, that would be nice.
And once one of them gets stunned, the other one's basically going to lose its ability if it moves at all, because they need to stay next to each other.
Magnus would like to rename the Sage's Seat to Lost Cause. I mean, I'd love to do it for you, but I'm afraid I'm just an observer in this match, so I have no powers of renaming.
Wouldn't that be so troll if hosts or observers could rename stuff?
You know what?
That'd be awesome.
Let's see if we actually can. Let's try it.
I don't think we can.
Live QAing. I hope we can, but worth a go, isn't it?
Wait, what?
No, we can't.
No way. Okay. They tease you. They let you get so far.
Oh yes, yeah, it looks like you can, but then you can't. Thinking 42 man says it's surprised by your explanation of there being plenty of stuff to chop. I've got to agree. There's a few tiles to chop. I would not say there's plenty.
Wow, really great border grab for Militos. That probably happened ages ago, but I'm just noticing it now because all of the action.
Oh
Finally
yeah, I
died
guess
down.
he grabbed the water boost quite a while ago, but yeah, no, he's done a pretty good job of getting those resources. Whether he'll ever get to improve them or not, with the harass coming out of Hattie, is another question. But if nothing else, he's denying them and getting a tiny bit of smidge of iron in the meantime.
We have militias being built in the Hittites. That's not a good sign.
Yeah, no, he has been broke for quite a while now, and this drought is not going to help with that either. Drought in the desert is definitely not what you want. Yeah.
Oh no!
Minus 26
Oh, I
food a
hope we get a
turn
cool
for Hattie.
sandstorm too.
Only minus 3 a turn for the Greece. Greece has managed to keep up their food production. Yeah, just for some bonuses, I guess, from the being next to the volcanoes definitely helped a lot. Or has it just not hit Greece yet? Maybe it's just not hit Greece yet. It's one of the
Oh, it hasn't hit creep. Yeah.
yeah.
Gonna hit
All
it
right.
next
Well,
time.
it's going to hurt both players then. I guess Greece is a little bit better off than Hattie, but not really a lot. Both players are quite poor. Makes sense. They've both been at each other's throats and building military units constantly, so they've not done a lot of development. We're taking
Okay.
a couple of smacks on
More
Miltos
movement
still.
down in Miletos.
We're
3
still.
turns left on the hot light.
We're actually up to angry now on the Champions family. They are not happy. So the harassment is doing work, I'd say. Getting those discontent levels up.
Oh yeah, that's something. And the political situation in the Hittites in Hattie is fine. The patrons love us, and the riders are 10 points away from please. So
Yeah. So both champions and sages in Greece are angry now. So we've got 5% rebel chance in each of those cities. So
that could be great.
Might well see some rebels popping up soon.
That could be great. And of course, now that Greece did get steel, some of those rebels could be axes themselves.
Oh, that would be brutal.
Yeah.
Right, so we've got a little bit of positioning. We've got a slinger coming up. At the end of autonomy.
Of
Oh, Miltos is in autonomy. You're looking at that event that's promising to add 4 rebel units.
Oh, wow.
Presumably he is not taking that. So yeah.
I kind of like the idea of taking it just to troll the Hittites.
I mean, sure.
Because then they would have to deal with 4 rebels all around the city as well. So it's like, I don't know, gets them to back off, I guess.
I mean, I guess you'd just back off and change targets yet again and go for a different city. But he's running out of different cities he can move to now. I guess he'd have to go up to further, where the 2 hoplites have just spawned. Here they come.
Oh, the hoplites have arrived. Here they are.
That is going to be pain to deal with. Well, yeah, we have changed. Moroten is stronger now than Boldus. We've completely changed fortunes. It's amazing.
Look at that. All it takes. This has to be one of my most favorite changes that you guys have made in like the last 6 months. Love the culture card. Love the tech card.
Yeah. Exciting stuff. So, just looking at the stats, so Boldus has lost 2 units, Moroten has lost 5 units. Yep, Moroten is now stronger again, and look at all those Hittite units fleeing for their lives. Run!
There they go!
Run! Yeah.
Oh, they're going way far back.
Don't want to be dealing with their hoplites at all. I think Boldus needs to think about settling another city. I don't think he can stay on 3 cities to 4 indefinitely. and it doesn't look like he can take any Greek cities right now.
So, what's fun here is even though these are axes, they only do. Oh, I get it. This guy does 7, but some of them only do 5 damage to the hoplites.
Yeah. Yep.
They're pretty beefy.
They are indeed scary units. So will rebels attack the Hittites? Yes, they will attack anyone who's around. They definitely prioritize the people they're rebelling against, but they're not too fussy, not too discriminate. The rebels, they'll attack whatever they can see.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay, so I like that. The tactician heir is actually brave, so that's going to be useful for both axes and the hoplites once she comes to power.
It's nice. Yeah, both original leaders still going strong at 50. No signs of slowing down there.
You know what my favorite combat trait on a ruler is to have? It's tough.
It's
I think
fun.
that's tough is so fun to have on a ruler because that extra 5% throws off combat math so easily.
Yep. Very annoying. That and bloodthirsty as well.
Yeah,
Makes your opponent think a bit more, especially in a fast-paced network game.
Yes, absolutely. That's where it shines the most, I think, especially tough because you really can't do the math. You can't undo. You're just kind of going in with the best feel you got, and all of a sudden your 5 damage, your 7 to damage attack becomes a 6 or 5 damage attack, and you're like, wait, what happened? It's really fun promotion.
Like, Greece is running out of time. They've got events and orders unspent at the end of their turn there.
Yep. You have an
Time
axe
pressure.
coming out from Pella.
We've got a choice of, we did go for serfdom, so we've got some more orders in Hattie now, and we have also centralization or vassalage. Yeah, huge amount of civics output. Someone in the chat pointed out earlier, but yeah, they're doing very well for civics and very well for training, to be fair. Oh, that's
Did you
horrible.
just see that too?
The raid, yeah.
That was what I was literally about to ask you, hey Fluffy, why do you think these axes have returned to the capital? An event from the raid.
Yeah. Was that... did you happen to catch which event that was that caused those raiders? Because
Probably the drought event.
Yeah.
There's one that forces you to pay food, I think it is, or deal with a raid.
Yeah,
And
desperation.
has
That's
no
the
food.
one. Yeah, 2 turns ago. Yeah, that's awful. That is really awful. That is definitely, you definitely want to pay them off, if at all possible, because that sucks hard.
One of these is a 6 strength unit too.
Yep. I mean, the axes will be able to deal with it without too much problem, I guess. I mean, he will need a few of them. But yeah, if he's dealing with incoming Greeks at the same time, and Greece does have a scout there, so he can see all these axes moving back. Presumably he knows something up, even if he can't see exactly what. Yep,
Yeah,
not
and
what you want.
Big order drain too.
I mean, the one good thing is they're only 1 fatigue, and they are moving quite slowly through the desert here, so it's going to take them a little while to actually get to Hattie.
Yeah.
But yeah, not what you want. Oh, if we got succession, we have. The scholar is now in charge. Did the old queen die? No, she abdicated. She was unpopular, so possibly that was an event abdication. Makes sense. Have an ambition. Oh wow, she started an ambition. Oh, I guess she already had the ambition to control 6 minds, but it's just become a legacy.
He just got that recently. That's just unfortunate luck.
We've got foreign delegation. The succession event has given him some wood and science. It definitely does not hurt. Yeah, so Greece is at -22 food. They do have a little bit in the bank though. Yeah, struggling a little bit. Let's see, what are Greece doing? They're building mines. We're building a quarry. And another quarry. Yeah, so just working on resources at the moment, basically trying to get out of this economy hole. The roads will help them a lot, says chat. Has anyone bought any roads? I've not been paying attention. Don't see any.
No. No, there's no roading going on.
Greece is on
I'll
labour
be
force,
really
right? I see. So
curious.
Greece is attacking labour force, so potentially they could be building roads in a few turns. Whether they will or not is another question.
Yes.
9-turn worker coming out the champion seat in Greece. That's painful.
Even
Yeah.
with the scholar on the throne, though, the science has equalized a little bit between the two players. Still about 300 more science than the tech tree for the Greeks, but not insurmountable.
See, I think it's very interesting now. The Greece is choosing to build workers. And yeah, obviously the autonomous city is still building walls. We've got a rancher in the capital and we've got 2 workers coming out. So no more military units. I mean, I guess to an extent they don't have the orders to really use them. They do have 18. No, sorry, I'm looking at Hattie. The orders. Greece has 7 orders a turn. All right, fair enough. Yeah, pointless building more military units in Greece at the moment.
That's the unfortunate reality. It's like manpower wise, I think Greece, even without knowing about that distant raid, but certainly if you did know it, I think Greece has the potential to end this game right here, but they don't have the orders to do it.
Yeah. So yes, let's have a look at the hoplites. Could get focus, combat, strike. There's nothing that stands out as being particularly amazing here.
I'm becoming more and more fond of stacking combat promotions lately.
Yeah.
It scales quite a bit.
Yeah, an 8 strength unit with combat 3 is very scary, to be fair. Especially if you get a couple of them coming towards you, you think, how on earth am I going to deal with that? Especially when you don't have 8 strength units yourself. You know, if you have a strength advantage and you can pound that just with combat promotions, then it's quite something to deal with for sure. Wow, Greeters have taken a produce 1,000 food ambition. And even though the drought was finished, he's still on -8 food a turn.
I think it's going to catch up to him next turn.
You reckon?
Oh, wait, no.
No, this is Greece's turn now. No, I think this is his unedited food income. He does have some food income in Pella, the only place he's actually getting food.
Fun.
So yeah, that's going to take a while to deal with, especially as no new food sources are coming online. We're going full on mines and quarries still.
Interesting that Hattusa never ended up putting that farm next to the volcano, because that would be a decent producer.
Yeah, that would be good. Magnus is saying our promotion is random for pool with the next level of a previously chosen promotion weighted higher. I can't remember. It's definitely at least weighted higher. It might even be guaranteed to be offered, but it's definitely more likely to be offered Combat 2 if you already have Combat 1.
Yeah, it's definitely not guaranteed because I've absolutely taken Focus and have not seen Focus 2 pop up in the next roster. But I do believe it's more common.
Yeah, I don't remember the exact maths on that, but yeah, I believe so.
We do have some roading out of the Hittites, although, oh good God, it looks like he might have skipped a step. If you look at the worker,
Road on the arid hill next to the volcano. Why? Why there?
But he either way, he needs to hopefully build. Can you see the planned route?
Oh, I don't have. Let me select a worker. Oh right, yeah. What? Ooh.
So basically, he's
Why?
skipping one tile from it.
And why not? Why not go 2 tiles northwest and build off that shrine and then straight along?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it doesn't save you any tiles, but it would save you having to build on a hill, which is double the stone cost.
Yeah. Well, more importantly, I just hope he doesn't. I hope he realizes at some point that he's missed a tile, because that's going to be a hiccup in the road network.
Well, he does have another worker that he can.
Yeah.
he can deal with it. But yes, it does mean he has to see it and not just assume that is roaded, though, certainly. Alright, we are back to Greece. We are on turn 36. We have 8 points in Greece. 1 strong city, 2 developing 1 week. 1 developing in 2 weeks. So yeah, huge amounts more culture in Greece. We're still 2 turns away from strong culture in Hattusa. We could be seeing some unique units coming out of Hattusa soon. So of course he'll struggle to deal with the hoplites, but maybe with the tactician on the throne, that would be and in fact Hattie's leader is doomed, so we're probably going to have that tactician on the throne next turn. Well, if not next turn, then certainly soon.
Good news for Hittite.
Yes,
If I were
probably a
Greek, one thing
tactician
I
is
might
better
think about-
than a schemer at the moment, especially now he's used his schemer order buys.
Absolutely. If I were Greece at the moment, I might be thinking about a long-term insurance policy. He is building the mine in Pella. I'd also want to get up the amphitheater because we can see our opponent has not hit strong yet. And if this game does go long, I would love to be the first person to legendary.
Yeah, that would
This could
definitely
be make
help.
for an interesting game where the Chittagar actually comes handy.
Yeah, definitely. Getting an extra 4 health on all your units in city territory would certainly be interesting. Plus, basically make a city invulnerable, or at least very, very hard to kill. What's going on? What's being killed? The raiders are getting killed. And the tactician is on the throne and is already on a general, so is busy stunning people already. Alright, that's nice. These raiders are getting taken care of fairly expeditiously. Love to see it. It is, of course, sucking up orders, which is painful. He has filled in the missing road. So he did remember
And
to do
happy
that.
to say that he did not miss the tile.
Yep. It's good, it's good.
And he's spamming axes in every single build queue at the moment.
Alright, yeah, so he's found some iron. He has got 73 iron coming in a turn, so yeah. Definitely not bad. Yeah, if he can get another, I don't know, 6 axes, if he builds in every city twice, that should be enough to take care of a couple of hoplites.
Unfortunately, his comp bow grab, it started at 11 turns, and now it's down to 16. It's
That's
up
rough.
to 16.
That is rough. And it's not even going to help him because he doesn't have the wood. I mean, I guess he's got a decent amount of income. He can buy some wood and he can still chop a little bit, but yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh. Now, Hattie has chopped wood and I suspect has forgotten that his scout is no longer invisible.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's looking very
Thinking Man in the
exposed in the
chat-
middle of Greece territory there.
Thinking Man in the chat points out that with the tactician changeover, these raiders are actually a nice opportunity to get ruler XP and cognomen credit.
Yep, fair. Very fair. I wonder... Yeah, I suspect Boldus didn't realise that his scout wasn't invisible anymore, but I guess maybe he just wanted to chop before it was going to die anyway. Because
Maybe.
he would have struggled to get it out. Actually, he wouldn't have struggled to get it out. He's right next to his territory. He could easily have backed that off and healed. To see if Greece actually seizes the opportunity to kill that scout. Because there's another one up in Pella that has 5 turns of invisibility left. Maybe it would be a nice time to go and chop all the forest in Pella. Well, there's no military units nearby.
Yeah, it could be.
Yep, 4-turn navigation for Greece. That will definitely help their order situation a lot. 8 orders a turn is not where you want to be.
I actually really like the idea of chopping the forests up in Greece, up in Pella rather, because that again is going to just be annoying order attacks to have units come back and try and kill the scout. And if they can't kill you in one hit, you can just jump into the desert.
Yes, yeah, run away.
I recently, after our game in the jungle, I didn't end up doing this, but I got a cheeky idea. It would be funny to force march something away from your opponent into rough terrain like this, like the desert or the jungle, where visibility, you can't see someone dip off into the fog. But but then delete the unit. So your
I love it.
so your opponent goes out there looking for the thing, and who knows how many turns they'll waste trying to find a unit that they can't find.
That's evil genius. That's fantastic. All right, so Greece has not taken the strategy to kill Hattie Scout. Let's see if Boldus is going to notice that Scout was exposed this turn and move it back. We're still dealing with Raiders. Wow, we're actually coming to clear some barbarians. Finally, he's decided it's time that he probably ought to get a 4th city up. But still no movement from the Scout. I really hope that he doesn't just forget about that.
Let's see if he can see that. He can't see that. Yep. So that's good news. That's good. I like that play from Boldus.
Well, that's interesting. Yeah, Moroten's expanding his Sage seat, which is looking still strong and very sensible settle, but he has expanded far enough that he's starting to aggro barbarians up in the north there now.
Wow, yeah. He might be pretty confident that the Hittites don't have any eyes up there. And honestly, if we look at the vision that Greece has, it could be possible for the Hittites to take both of these sites down here before Greece becomes aware, although he does look like Greece has moved a slinger towards that southern site on his side of the map.
Oh my god. Boldus has changed his leader back to schemer again. Why? Why would you do that?
What?
That's madness.
I guess he wanted the science. He's also getting stone cutting now, which I guess makes sense. You need that economy.
Oh, has he given up on combo? Yeah.
Yeah, he gave up on combo.
Yeah, it was too long and it's not going to be useful enough. I think that's smart.
Well, yeah, especially because he's not seeing any signs of aggression from Greece, so I don't think you need to try and, cross your fingers for anything that combo can give you in the next 10 turns.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it was 15 turns at that point.
So, Magnus is saying it's only +2 science. It's +2 wisdom for being a schemer. No, sorry, it's +4 wisdom for being a schemer. Oh, I guess you already had +2 from being a tactician. Yeah, so in net it's +2. I guess it's something like 3 science, which is, still 10% of his science. I mean, I would have preferred a tactician myself, but it's a choice.
I think I would have preferred the tactician, although one thing about the schemer change is that the order buying does reset with the new ruler, so he can buy a few orders a couple of times on the cheap.
Yep.
That's nice.
Yeah, looking at legitimacy, so Greece is now at 27 legitimacy. He still has yet to get a cognomen on his new ruler, whereas I guess Hattie is in the same position, also the new, but with 41 legitimacy. So neither are particularly great, but Hattie, I guess, can afford to not have it so much, mainly because they've got serfdom already. But yeah, when Greece gets navigation and serfdom up, that will equalize them a lot more.
Rebels in Greece up in the Sage's seat, Slinger kept popping out. They are angry. So that's a 5% rebel chance.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, we're on sufficient. So the rebels are easier to deal with on this level.
Yes. There is a point about the changing the prosperity level down, which I thought I'd do just to give them a little bit more resources to start with. But it does also change the rebel calculation as well. Something. Yeah, how are the families? So sages are angry, champions are only upset now, so that's improving. Not too bad. We're still on -2 food a turn. We've produced 36 food of the 1,000 needed. Oh, now 58 now. Getting there slowly. It's gonna take a while.
There are 6 specialists in Hattie, and there are only 3 in Greece.
Interesting.
Interestingly enough, the Hittites actually have more workers. Although I don't know about now because they upgraded to militia, but I think they do actually have more workers than Greece.
You've seen what Miletus is building with its autonomy. 15-year inquiry too.
Wow. That sucks.
I mean, I guess that's what, 6 science a turn? It's not.
Yeah.
It's maybe not that bad, but yeah.
As long as she lives. How old is she? She's 48. As long as she lives another 15 years.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, that would
That's what
be
happened to me the
unfortunate.
last time I had a autonomous city do it to me. I got like 6 turns into a 10-turn inquiry, and then she died.
Oh dear, oh dear. Well, fun times. Yeah, so that rebel is busy pillaging stuff quite happily because the warrior has had to come and defend this worker from these barbarians. That barbarian encampment is about to upgrade. The outpost is about to upgrade into an encampment. So they're steadily getting more difficult to deal with these camps. I wonder if Boldus is going to press on and try and deal with their barbarian outpost. That's got 8 turns until it becomes an encampment. That's easier to deal with now than it will be soon. I guess he wants to get all his other axes back. But yeah, once he gets his other axes over, he should be able to clear that barbarian camp pretty easily. Certainly in a better position to do it. Looks like Greece is drawing aggro from barbarians over here as well. Oops, there's some pinging going on. Who's pinging? I dropped a note. Alright. Why? So a note that doesn't say anything. Not sure what the point of that was.
He's planning a road.
Right. Just not using the road improvement ping. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Well, makes some sense.
Old habits die hard, I suppose. It was really nice timing on this road for the Hittites, though, because he actually needs it to transport all of his troops back to the action.
Yep, definitely. Oh, Greece has got the land of hairy men. We don't have exploration, sadly, so we're not going to be getting science out of that. We're going to be getting a kid that's superstitious, or a half-sister anyway. Yep.
Superstitious zealot. Fun.
What was I just about to say about Hattie? Oh, something happening over here. Oh yeah, they're 5 turns away from sovereignty, which will be their 4th law. And they have the civics to enact it. So yes, Boldus is going to hit 4 laws in 5 turns. Can they do anything with that? Do they have horses? I guess they have their rider's seat, which is not quite developing yet. Won't be for another 12 turns.
Has horses on its own, so it doesn't need to import. But yes, there are horses there.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah, the rider's seat, the only place he can build it, and that won't be for another 12 turns. And he still needs to get a garrison up as well, of course, and put some pastures on the horses. So yeah, he's not well placed for building unique units, but potentially he could. He starts working on it.
In theory, I suppose if he wanted to get cheeky with tile buying and take the opinion hit, he could buy these 3 tiles up north into the landowner's seat and give himself a second hub to build chariots.
Yep. Maybe. Well, the landowners is 28 turns away from developing, so there's quite a lot of work to do there as well. Getting a barracks coming down in the landowner's seat. We are building a settler, 6-turn settler in the Azusa, so he is going to settle this barbarian camp. I think that's high time. Right. High time on turn 41 to be thinking about getting your 4th city.
Well, that'll be nice, because if he puts riders there, he can actually import in the 2nd rider's city, and that'll give him more horse potential if he wants it.
Yeah, eventually, once he gets some culture, I guess.
Oh yes, long. A million years from now.
Yeah, he doesn't have drama yet, so yeah, I don't know what the long-term plan for this game. Does he have anything pinged on the tech tree? No, he doesn't. So we have no clues about what Boldus is thinking. What would you be aiming for in this situation as Boldus?
Well, Greece, hoplites. What's the Greek?
Maybe.
I mean, I hate to say it, but probably hydraulics.
See, I think battle line could work, right? You go phalanx straight into battle line. You get 2 free longbows off it as well, plus some 6 strength anti-infantry units that will deal with the hoplites quite nicely.
You know what?
I think this might be the case for it.
I agree. Actually, you might have convinced me. Here's why I don't hate that because um, we're dealing with Greece. I know from personal experience, both as a player and dealing with an opponent, that they can hit legendary inside of 50 turns. It's not going to happen in this game. But if I'm worried about that, I'm worried about how do I get 8 strength units if my opponent goes for the 8 strength bonus card. So yeah, maybe I get the free longbows.
Yeah, I think that could happen. So Greece has just Scholar re-rolled into land consolidation, so they're 8 turns away from land consolidation now.
Wow,
So
nice.
that is a pretty good play, I'd say. Yeah, it's econ and military strength. Whereas, yeah, Boldus is still quite some way away from getting anything better than Axeman on the table at the moment. Because, yeah, I guess as to go back to what you were saying, ballistas, it's a long way away tech-wise, but I guess it's possible. I guess it's only machinery and then hydraulics, right? And onagers, of course, would be great as well.
Yeah. Well, let's look at the total science. It would be the same for battle line and hydraulics, but it would be cheaper to get phalanx than it would machinery.
Yeah,
So you could get to battle line faster than hydraulics by a little bit.
I
And if we
suppose.
have, and go ahead.
Like, no, sorry, finish your foot.
Well, I think given our science situation, it might actually be one of those situations where maybe going for the cheaper option is better. Because I think maces will probably do fine against hoplites. They have that anti-infantry ability.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. So will ballistas, of course. One other thing I was just going to say is the one other advantage of macemen is they discussed iron, which is the one
Oh,
resource Boldus has a lot of,
yeah,
whereas
yeah.
ballistas are going to cost some
So
wood,
iron,
which he does not.
absolutely. You're 100. I think they're right because there's nothing we can do to resolve the wood situation in this map at this point. So you might as well just keep spamming mines. And yeah, maybe this is the type of scenario where we can see Macemen shine. Happy to see that.
Yeah, no, that would be very cool. Yeah, we're
And
just
of course,
relying on
again,
your.
having 2 longbows be able to support those Macemen is certainly not bad at all.
Yeah, exactly what I was about to say. You know, if you don't have the wood or the tech, frankly, to build good range units, then yeah, just a couple of strong free ranged units backing you up
Yeah,
is going to be very nice.
I dig it. Cool.
Of course, whether he'll do that or not is a question. Oh, he lost a militia. Baldur's just lost a militia to the barbarians. That felt a little bit unnecessary, I'd say. I suppose he does want to clear
Our
this camp.
players are
But...
back to similar in power.
All right, yeah. Moroten is still learned, so he is hanging on to his advantage. We do have a road connection now from Hatina to Pisna.
Ooh, I would love to see the Hittites adopt epics.
Yes,
It's only
that would
2
make a lot of
kills,
sense
but
indeed.
that 20 culture from clearing this barb camp will go right into Haspina, which is what we need for our unique unit anyway. So
Yeah,
20 culture, that would be what we're looking at. There would be an extra 4 turns worth of culture just from adopting that law. It might be worth it.
yeah, for sure. And given that exploration is not going to be very useful with the complete lack of rivers and the lack of successors to go exploring, then yeah, I think Epics is a good shout here. I mean, I guess he might want to save the civics for one of the sovereignty
Russian
laws,
or
tyranny or
sovereignty, sovereignty.
constitution.
Yeah,
Tyranny would be quite nice. That would get him a fair bit more money. Would help his economy out quite a bit.
What's interesting is actually the Hittites have a significantly better economy. The Greeks have better stone, but the Hittites have way better iron and significantly better money.
Yes, the Greek money situation is not fantastic. That's for sure.
Also, I think I figured out why we went back to a schemer. It saves our scouts. And we have gone for repella chopping with our invisible scouts, and
Oh,
it does
yeah,
look like
fair
Greeks
enough.
didn't have the opportunity to kill that central scout.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's advantages, sure. I mean, yeah, that doesn't look like we are going for epics. Or taking a kill on
Are
the
we not getting this
barbarian?
kill?
No. What? Why? No.
Okay.
You're just going to leave both of these units alive? Sure. Alright. I suppose.
Alrighty.
Invisible
Well, this
scouts.
was an exciting game, an exciting start to the game. I really like to see that early skirmishing. I think it was a close match for both players. I think Boldus could have had it for a moment, but it was really nice to see Moroten hang on. And I really like the interplay about how, even though Moroten almost had himself in a position where he could have closed out the game, he just like the order economy. There was no way that was going to happen.
Yeah, no,
I love all the moving parts of this game.
definitely an interesting start. And yeah, it's even though they started very close to each other and had early conflict, neither side was able to gain a decisive advantage, although Boulder certainly gave it a good go. And yeah, now we're back into a longer game. So yeah, pretty cool. We are coming up to the close of the stream, so it doesn't look like we're going to be deciding this one today, but hopefully we'll get to see the conclusion of this match at some point.
That's been a very great match. Really cool map. Ooh, what is he? He's gonna be 1.7 science away from getting sovereignty next turn. Does he have any way to bump up his science?
Do a talk about first section instead of continue. Yeah, I guess we could do that.
That's your call, buddy.
Yeah, do you want to fill the air for a second while I type the player's sign?
Mid-game interview.
What say you, Moroten? Moroten is being very quiet on the subject. Let's find out what his thoughts on the situation is.
I think maybe the concern there is you don't want to give anything about your position away.
It's been hell on earth
But
on
I
my
mean-
end.
That's awesome. Great. No religions founded yet. Makes sense. I think one of them's close to Judaism. I think it's the Greeks. No? No.
Right, shall we hop on to one of the Discord chat channels? Let me find where Discord has gone.
So, do you as host need to save this game?
I just have. Right, Boldus is already in Hang Gardens. Let's jump into Hang Gardens and have a chat with them.
Alrighty, sounds good.
Hello, Boldus. Hello, Moroten.
Hello, hello, hello.
Wow, what an entertaining start to the game. That was amazing. How are you feeling?
Battle.
Nah, you can go first. You can go first.
I don't know. I'm feeling like those practical stalls, you know, that you keep hitting.
I personally felt like this was a very entertaining, but also a very different fight. I have very limited experience in a knife fight, sort of. I prefer to face my opponent, when I have at least 5 cities or so. So I was struggling with what decisions to do, struggling with resources, with orders. But I feel like it's pretty close currently, so it can go either way.
You
I think
certainly
you
lived
played
up
well.
to your namesake because it was an absolutely bold move on your part, and we appreciated the action. It was fun, a lot of fun to watch, and I think it felt like a close call for Moroten for quite a while there, and then it seemed to, for a brief moment, even swing back in the other direction, which was kind of neat to watch.
Yeah, I think you made the right call, Boldus, going for me. I was not prepared. I am also unpracticed in these knife fights. I had no idea how close we actually were, and I'm also extremely unused to playing schemer. I did so many mistakes, I think, uh, with that archetype.
So that's probably something we could talk about a little bit without giving too much of each other's position away. Moroten and Boldus, I'll start with Moroten, but Boldus, I want your thoughts on this as well. How do you feel about the schemer nerf? What was it like piling a schemer opening, knowing that the cost of legitimacy buying and order buying is higher and scales more rapidly?
I can go first, I suppose. I can't compare because I never played a schemer. I hate metas in general, so I try to avoid them. But I knew about the nerf, so I tried to save my legitimacy purchase for when I knew I could use the orders. So I tried to be, I don't know, conservative with them.
Okay. And
Yeah,
Boldus, how about you? How did it feel?
yeah, I feel sort of the same way. It's quite expensive to go all out. But I I definitely think this is a great game for having that ability in the bank while still being mindful of not over usage. So I still say schema is a very strong pick. Even without tribes on the map, it's still very strong. Um,
Yeah, it seems like you got a couple of good tactical uses out of your order buying in the middle part of this session when you guys were skirmishing up in the northern desert. There was a moment that both Fluffy and I were kind of watching, and Moroten, you kind of stepped out of Potadea, and that was a little shocking. But then even Boldus, like you kind of went at him in return, and we were surprised to see that action as well. But then in that same turn, that was one of the turns where you ended up tile buying. So you ended up scoring something like 2 or 3 kills, not tile buying, order buying, for off of the schemer maneuver, and it was a really cool play to watch. The tactical use of the schemer ordering, and I think for me watching it, it felt like a nice way to highlight how the mechanic has shifted more to a tactical element of like being very sure that the moments that you use the ability really pay off, as opposed to the previous version, which is just hit the button constantly over and over again because it's always going to pay itself off. So that was cool to watch in action, actually have it influence the battle.
Yeah,
yeah,
and I stepped out of Potadea. I felt I needed to buy myself time, and if that Sage's city fell, I didn't think I could take it back, so I needed to buy time and lose some units, I suppose.
and you did. I I think I was a bit stressed with the time window. We were playing on medium, and in general, I'm not the greatest under pressure. So trying to calculate the turns, and then realizing, oh, I have 30 seconds left. I gotta do the moves quick. Mm, Definitely made for some mistakes. I think I had I don't know if the casters agree, but I think if I had played my cards better during that mid game, I most likely would have gotten maybe one or more units and could possibly have snowballed. But I don't know for certain. You did have your hoplites coming in, and I see the archer. So I mean, it's also dangerous to overstep my boundaries in that situation. And I definitely like losing that one warrior that went north. Like that should have been an axeman when I went back for an upgrade possibility. But yeah, mistakes were made. But I think we both made mistakes, which makes for an entertaining game, I suppose.
Oh, you have no idea. I mean, I was also quite stressed with the timer, and it took me a minute. I mean, I don't know, turn 20 or so, I figured out, right, I can go through the events on your turn. I messed up so many events.
Well, on that note, considering the pressure, you both mentioned that this is your first real experience with like a powder keg knife fight arena close call, and making the mistakes and the timer. The most important thing is, did you both have fun?
Absolutely.
I feel so bitter.
I appreciate it very much. I think it's a very fun and entertaining format. I wouldn't like all my games to be like this, but it was fun, and yeah, hopefully we'll come back and continue this game because I would like to see the conclusion.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah, it would be fantastic to have you guys back maybe next week. Would be if that's good for both of you to continue this. I think the stream has definitely enjoyed watching. We have a question from chat about the city strikes. I assume that is talking about Boldus' early moves, whereas the champion axe was attacking a city, then moving off to another city. Do you want to talk about that at all? It's asking about motivational and mental impact of them.
I hoped I would have a window very early to move in, but I maybe I had, but I realized he most likely won't have that many orders. So if I kind of can spend my order economy wisely, I'll get a tempo on him. So that's why I slowly moved my attack from the bottom to the north. I didn't really intend to take the cities, at least not immediately. Champion cities are very strong and very fortified. Just one or two slingers in there, it's dangerous, and it wasn't easy to get units down. As you see, I don't have any slingers myself. So I didn't want to fight close to his cities. I would rather fight him in the open, and I tried to draw his attention in that direction. So that was the idea, I think.
Yeah, it was very fun to see that harass and moving around and forcing Moroten to respond with a lack of orders. That was obviously quite difficult.
Certainly was.
I think it was an interesting way to take advantage of the inherent rider order boost too, because we all know that Greece doesn't really have the best order economy in the first place. And while you both have the schemer and they both have the the order buying mechanic, the Hittites are automatically 2 orders up on Greece just from settling riders. So yeah, there definitely was, I think, as an observer, a noticeable difference in mobility between the two forces on the map. And it was interesting to see you leverage that and kind of ping pong to different locations. And because basically it was more expensive for Greece to move around the map than it was for Hattie, and that was cool to watch.
Yeah, that was mainly the idea, trying to play my advantage. But we'll see what goes. I'm quite surprised your science has been so good. I knew it would be better than mine, but it's been a hell of a lot better, it seems like, which is scary, and I don't really know why. So we'll see what goes.
Yeah.
All right, well, thanks both very much for playing and Sion for casting. It's been a blast as always, and yeah, hopefully we'll continue this game again. But for now, we shall close up the stream here and see you again next week for whatever we end up doing. Cheers all.
Certainly.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks, everybody.